A decade ago, Xenoblade Chronicles introduced audiences to a new member of the Nintendo Pantheon. His name was Shulk. He carried a six-sword and he absolutely demolished in Super Smash Bros. Today, Shulk makes his leading man debut on the Nintendo Switch in Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Whether you first tackled this beast a decade ago or are just diving in fresh today, these introductory tips and tricks should help make your adventure on the Bionis a walk in the park. Early on, you'll learn about the powers that lie dormant in that sword Shulk lugs around, the Minato. One key power, the key power you might say, is the fact that Shulk can use it to see the future. In battle, this means you'll periodically get a vision of an incoming attack. You'll see how much damage the attack will deal, if it'll inflict any debuffs, and if it will take out the targeted teammate. The game is upfront about all of this, but it can still be pretty jarring when it happens. If you act fast, you can warn your teammates by running up to them and pressing B. This will freeze time, at which point you can select one of their arts to perform. For the best results, use a defensive one. Another way to save your teammate's skin is to boot up the Minato. You can activate the thing if Shulk's talent gauge is full. That's the icon in the center of his arts bar. From there, a second arts bar appears. Look at that shield icon. If there's an exclamation point next to it, using that move will protect your whole team from an incoming devastating attack. Your Minato will just bounce right off certain enemies. Sometimes it's obvious why. They're defending or blocking or whatnot. Other times, it's less so. In those cases, ask yourself, is this baddie humanoid? If so, you'll only deal 1 or 2 damage with each attack. As the story goes to lengths to explain, the Minato can't hurt people. Outside of combat, the most important thing you need to know about Xenoblade Chronicles is that there are a lot of side quests, like a truly staggering amount. Even if you're the world's most die-hard completionist, don't sweat completing all of them. They're mostly fetch quest and copy-pasted ones at that, evidenced by the fact that many are called things like Monster Quest 1 or Collection Quest 2. As you go through the story, you'll naturally check off objectives without really trying, just by taking out enemies or picking up items. One of the coolest parts of this game is the fact that you do not need to return to the quest giver to turn in a side quest. The game will automatically register a side quest as complete the second it's finished, even if that happens right in the middle of a battle. On a less intrusive note, the game will also tell you when you collect an item related to a side quest, so you don't even need to bother tracking these things. You'll be rewarded handsomely-ish, without paying much attention. Since Xenoblade Chronicles is an RPG, you'll be doing a lot of leveling up. Your stats will go up automatically, but your arts won't. To do that, you'll have to navigate a subset of menus to level up each one. At first, you'll only be able to increase arts up to level 4, but you can buy upgrades at some of the game's various vendors. Most shops will sell upgrades to your arts in the form of training manuals. Each shop will have a different set of available manuals, unique to each character. You can, and should, buy them when you see them, even for party members who aren't with you at the moment. This will save you a ton of backtracking, and also future-proof your party for when you may want to increase arts to level 5 or beyond in the field. Here, you can see upgrades for some of Milia's Ether-based arts. She's not in the party at the moment, but she'll definitely want them later. Another thing you'll note after, 5 minutes, is the sheer amount of inventory junk Xenoblade Chronicles throws at you. It's overwhelming, but you can make the min-maxing process easier with one simple trick. When you're scrolling through an equipment category, tap Y. Then go to the sword field and organize your gear by max defense for armor or max auto attack for weapons. Above all, as you're making your way through the Bionis and taking down the Mechon army, don't throw in the towel when the going gets tough. Yes, it's a bummer when your party wipes, but the game won't punish you. You don't lose experience, gear, or gold, and you'll just respawn pretty quickly at the last landmark you passed. Just switch up your gear and grind up a level. You'll be right as, Rain. Oh yeah, and you can dive into the air at sea. Wahoo!